Hello, my name is Dr. Chinwe Okudo, a transformational life purpose coach, a healthcare provider, and I welcome you to tonight's episode of the Inspired Woman Show. This is the path to life purpose discovery, and I welcome you tonight. So today's topic is going to be on courage. Yes, courage. We have to talk about courage because courage is very important if we're going to achieve or fulfill our life's purpose, because it takes courage to live a successful life. It takes courage to rise above mediocrity. It takes courage to rise above the noise and to focus on your destiny. It takes courage to do what you have never done before. It takes courage to be successful. It takes courage to have what you've never had before. It takes courage to do what you have never done before. It takes courage for you to be honorable enough to share your life story that other people might be saved through your story. It takes courage to rise above the criticisms and the negativities to be able to stand to achieve God's purpose for your life. It takes courage to rise up even after taking a hard fall. I was listening to one of my favorite motivational speakers today, Les Brown, and he had talked about Winston Churchill's quote that says that courage is the ability to fail several times and not lose your enthusiasm. Courage is very important for us to achieve our greatness in life, to be all that God wants us to be. It takes courage. According to Joshua 1:9, it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will go with you wherever you go." In life, we all face several situations that make us lose focus, that makes us lose our courage, that makes us become afraid, that makes us become dismayed. And according to that word, we should not be afraid. We should not be discouraged, because God is with us in every situation we find ourselves. Because no matter what situation we may be facing, there is still a purpose, there is still a plan, and it's all part of His purpose. But we have to be courageous enough to understand what He's doing and to rise above every situation or every circumstances that might appear so negative in our lives or around us, to understand that we are created by a creator to be creative, and it takes courage to be creative. It takes courage to be able to take your disaster and create a direction from it for other people to follow. It takes courage to do that. It takes courage to do things that you have never imagined that you could do. It takes courage to be able to sit down and, based on people's story or your own life story, be able to put down words and write a book that could help other people. And by the way, my book, Celebrate Your Uniqueness, it's out. It's now in the market. You can get it from every shop now, online, Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, Writers Republic website, my website, Inspired to Become an Excel. It's all over right now. It's available for you to get. It's a book that helps you to build your self-esteem and to discover the greatness inside of you. This is a great book to get. It's very important for you to get the book. It took courage to write this book. I've never written a book before, but from all the reviewers of the book, even the publishers, they are super excited about this book. They are telling me that out of the ratings, that this book has one of the highest ratings. I've never written a book before, but it took courage to write this book. And another book too, there is now an e-copy, which is Your Well-Being and Beauty Guide, which is available on my website. It takes courage to do things like this. Without courage, you can sit down and do great things. So I encourage you today to be courageous, to be resilient. It doesn't matter what life puts your way. It doesn't matter what you face. Be strong, be courageous, and understand that there's a plan and purpose for your life. And you will ask, how can I be courageous? You start by working on yourself. I know for some people, courage doesn't just come easily, but you can develop that courage. You can begin to work on yourself. You can begin to work on those negative thoughts that you allow to flood your brain. You can begin to change those negative thoughts. Everything that you've told yourself, I cannot do this, I am a failure, or nobody wants me, or waiting for people's validation. You don't need anybody's validation to be what God has called you to be. You need to approve your own self. You need to live your dream dreams. According to studies, it showed that only 20% of people live their purpose. Why? Because of lack of courage to dare to do what God wants them to do. It takes courage to do what God calls you to do, because sometimes in the eyes of people, what you're doing might sound stupid. It might look crazy in their eyes because they do not understand the purpose of God for your life. So it takes courage to rise above those negativities, people calling you names, telling you you're crazy by doing what you're doing, or you're being dramatic. They might not understand it, but only you and your God knows what you're here for, and that's who you should be interested in, what He has to say, not what no man has to say about you. It takes courage to rise above all those negative talks that people surround you with, even the so-called loved ones surround you with. It takes courage to rise above their negativities and be able to be all that God wants you to be. So I encourage you today, begin to work on your own self, begin to develop your skills. What are you passionate about? What are the gifts that God has given you? What are things that you can do effortlessly that nobody else can do, but it comes to you naturally? What is the life experiences that you've had that could help someone else tomorrow or today? How can you work on those areas? How can you develop those skills to be able to do something great with it? It takes courage to invest in your own self. I encourage you today to begin to invest in your own self. According to studies, if you find a skill or a passionate area about yourself and you begin to read one book each month on that area, by 5 years you become a champion. I want to let you know today that there's a champion inside of you. You are meant for greatness. You are born to excel. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You are created to be great. Don't let nobody stop your shine. Don't let nobody dim your light. Be courageous and do great things for yourself. I thank you for watching this episode tonight, or listening in. For those that are listening to the podcast, I thank you all for taking time to listen to me, and I do hope that you learned something on this episode that you can apply on your life to help you to begin to discover your life purpose and begin to live in your purpose and be all that God wants you to be. Okay? Don't forget to get the book. Celebrate Your Uniqueness is in the stores, online, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Writers Republic website, on my website, Inspired to Become an Excel. Don't forget to get this book. It's a great book that will change your life. This book is a life changer. This is a game changer. It helps you to understand your uniqueness, to understand that power that you have to be great. It takes self-confidence. That's part of courage. Self-confidence, having the right self-confidence to be courageous, to be great. That's why the topic says, celebrate your uniqueness. Lady, you are good enough. Even though it says that, it's still going to help some men too. Okay? It says, positive self-esteem, your key to greatness. Simple steps to rebuilding your self-esteem. It takes courage to build your self-esteem. So I encourage you today, be courageous, get the book, and remember to subscribe if you've not subscribed yet. And also remember to share, that other people might be blessed from this. Okay, you never know who's gonna be blessed by it, so don't hold it to yourself. Share with someone that it might bless, and click the subscribe button so that when I release new videos, you will know. The only way you get to know when I release videos is when you click that subscribe button right to your right side, that red button right to the right side. Click it and stay tuned. Okay, bless you and see you soon. Bye bye.